MIE Solutions have brought me to Nottingham to Goodman Metal Works. Now these guys have been very successful in heavy engineering, but also diversified into other areas like machining and grinding. We're going to find out why they're so successful using MIETrak Pro. Tom, it's good to be here at Goodman Metal Works here in Nottingham. Now, traditionally, you're very strong with MIETrak Pro in the sheet metal sector, but these guys are really quite diversified with other areas like machining, grinding. But tell us a little bit about your journey with them.
So we've been with Goodman Metal Works now for roughly 8 years, and as you said, they use MIETrak Pro, and in tandem with that they use what we call our kiosk shop floor data capture, which essentially allows operators on the shop floor to actually book on and off the jobs as they progress through manufacture. One of the main reasons for coming to Goodman Metal Works today, as you say, was to show the diverse nature of what they do. We are fairly renowned for the sheet metal fabrication side of things, but Goodman Metal Works are a good example of a company that also do a lot of machining. A lot of the previous customer testimonials we've done have been with companies that manufacture smaller components, and again, Goodman's are very much on the other end of that spectrum, manufacturing very large projects-driven jobs.
And that's quite interesting, isn't it? Because when you look at obviously some of the machining aspects now, it just shows you that MIETrak Pro is very much developed for the engineers that are using that type of machining rather than just sheet metal.
That's correct. As you say, with them doing everything in-house, it really is a piece of software that's been tailor-made and very well suited, let's say, to both the sheet metal fabrication sector but also the machine shop sector.
Now here they've got a number of different sections of their business, and I see that they've got terminals around the actual factory, you know, obviously using the software. Tell us a little bit how they actually use that and why they have it on the shop floor.
So they have a kiosk shop floor data capture, which, as you say, essentially they've got desktop PCs dotted around the shop floor, and from a functionality perspective that allows operators to clock on and off jobs. So at any given stage they can see exactly where each of their jobs are up to throughout the shop floor, how many hours have been booked against it so far, how many hours are left, and are able to give that feedback, of course, from that to customers that are ringing up inquiring about where their jobs are up to. On top of that, they're also able to view things such as documents through it. So generally speaking, the kiosk is actually designed to work in a paperless environment. And it's also what we call fairly bi-directional in nature as well. So compared to some of the other shop floor data capture options, it allows operators on the shop floor to give a lot more feedback. So they can leave comments when they log out of jobs. They can raise what we call engineering change requests. So if there's a discrepancy with the job pack they're working on, they can give that feedback electronically, and they can also raise things such as purchase order requests as well. So if they need things such as tooling, purchasing, or any PPE, then again, an electronic log of that can be put directly through the kiosk, which then prompts someone within the main system to then look into that query.
And Richard Goodman, who was talking to me earlier, the managing director here, he said that his business has really flourished since working with you guys for the last 8 years. Is that because the diversity of their nature of their business and their customers' demands, and also traceability? Do you think that's really key for these types of companies to flourish?
Yeah, definitely. As you say, from a traceability factor, we do have the ability to track lot, batch and serial numbers, both on raw materials and also finished goods. And one thing with MIETrak is that it is very flexible. Although we have many customers, of course, that work predominantly within the same industries, they still all have their own unique ways of working, and MIETrak's able to handle that.
And for any engineers that may be looking at this video and actually thinking, well, maybe it's time that I sort of brought myself into the 21st century, what does MIE Solutions actually offer to show the power of MIETrak Pro?
So it is a complete package designed to manage everything from inquiry all the way through to the finance elements and everything that falls in between that. So that is one of the key, if you like, selling points of the software. It is one complete package where every bit of information from within the company is stored. The other thing as well that we offer, which is arguably a little bit different to a lot of other MRP, ERP providers out there, is that we are very industry specific in what we do. Okay, so sheet metal fabricators, engineering in terms of machine shops, and anyone that manufactures a product, whether it be a subcontract or whether it be a manufactured product of their own from start to finish.
So for any UK engineers that are actually looking for a solution, can you actually offer them a demo or bring them to companies like Goodman Metal Works, for instance?
Definitely, yeah. So we can do both online and on-site demonstrations of the software, and following that we do have a number of customer reference sites, one of which are Goodman's Metal Works, where of course, you know, prospects who are considering MIETrak can come along, get an unbiased view of the software and sort of speak to users firsthand.